Welcome, Norwex family, where we're creating safe havens through real relationships. You know, people say they rarely see me in my office, and the reason is that I want to be out with people. Last fall, the sales team and I went across North America with our global CEO, Ivan Schack, to be with our Norwex family. Perhaps you attended one of those meetings. It was quite a schedule, I must be honest. I loved it. But I remember one morning, Ivan and I it was about a 5 a.m. flight to get to Salt Lake City. Of course, I had to do my makeup and hair and dress for that evening because we would be busy as soon as we got off the plane. So that meant a 2:30 a.m. wake-up call to be ready to leave at 3:30. When we met that morning, Ivan, always the gentleman, said something like, "Debbie, you look so happy and excited. How do you do it?" And I remember saying, "I can't wait to get there. I know what is waiting for us, people who are with us on our mission. It's people like you who give me enthusiasm and purpose even at 3:30 a.m. You know, thinking back to our first meeting in Salt Lake City years ago, 6 were supposed to be there and 3 showed up. We could have thought, this is a waste of time. But we decided that if 3 were ready to join us, we were ready to join with them to create a real impact in that part of the U.S. And you know what? When Kathy Mitchell, Ivan, and I got to Salt Lake City this time around, the meeting room was packed. And one of those 3 people who showed up on the first trip years ago was there, along with new red jacket leaders and black jacket leaders. And that's just one example. I think back to the early days when we were getting started in Canada. You know, it was when we went to Vancouver. There was about 10 or more people that attended. And this fall, there was more than 150. Story after story across the United States and Canada of tremendous response and growth as more and more people join us in our movement. About a dozen years ago, how well I remember the very first trip to Hawaii I took with Norwex Consultants. A grand total of 9 of us were there. Now, here's the group who joined us in Hawaii in 2015. Our impact is growing, wouldn't you say? You know, I can see our future so much more clearly now. I used to be from what seemed a long distance. Like when I saw those 3 people in Salt Lake City only a few years ago. Today, our Norwex family is creating safe havens through real relationships all around the world. We are promising a brighter future for families everywhere. My hope for you is that you can see your own bright future with Norwex. It may seem very distant at first, but it will begin to come into focus more clearly with each party you hold and each new consultant on your team. I am so glad that you are a part of our bright future.